this irimi move that we do, and this is new for Richard. We didn't do this in the last class. So this irimi move that we do is lots of spinning. We end up going around in a circle. There's a shorter version of this, more of a direct entry. The direct entry version of this is you're just moving forward to that first little move we do with the off the line slightly, and the other hand comes up. So this is this move, which is the end of the full spinning move. Okay, so it's the same basic shape. For Josh, I am coming slightly forward and in with my left. So I'm starting with my left foot forward, going slightly forward and in with my left foot. My left hand is coming up like I'm grabbing somebody's shoulder or neck behind it. And my right hand is coming up in what I can only describe as an irimi nage shape. So they kind of come together. Usually you end up with the right hand going higher than the left hand just because of where the people's bodies are. You don't want to, if they're together, you might smack them in the face. But if you go up while this one's holding on, this will make more sense in the camera, in the video, but up while this one's holding on, you will get the irimi nage shape out of it. And this should be the exact same shape that you're ending up with when you're doing the spinny version. It's just a more direct version. So in, hands, one hand grabs shoulder, one hand comes up in front of the face. And you'll see this done as a very brutal forward entry sometimes on videos. And it is because if you're doing it as a very brutal entry, you can imagine that your elbow is hitting somebody in the face on this one, or your fist is hitting someone in the face, or your forearm's hitting in the. So it could be a very brutal move, but it doesn't have to be, and that's why in the Aikido we try to soften all this stuff up. So instead of hitting them in the face, we are bringing the arm across, mostly to get this nice shape. And I'm going to show you this in the video, that it's this nice round shape. So my hands are together, my pinkies are both up, more or less. This, my right hand's up, my left hand is on the shoulder, so it's kind of up. But it's this shape. And then from here, it's hip movement. So in and hip movement. And Josh, do the same thing we were just doing at the end of the last exercise, where you're entering with your, if your left hand is grabbing their shoulder, your right hip is entering. Your right hand is going up.
Okay.
Starting this whole thing from one offline step forward at a 45-degree angle, and then the rest of it is that last move. All right? So this is a very small version of irimi nage.
Okay.
Which done, it's a very hard move to do gently, which is why you'll see people doing it in a very brutal fashion often, because it's easier to do it in a brutal fashion than it is to do it nice and gentle and soft and taking care of your partner, which is why this is a hard technique. But that's the same move as we're doing for the other version, where we're spinning around, we're coming around here, we're doing the same last bit, except we're just doing it right up the line. And so you don't have the advantage of all the spinning and the off balancing and the motion of, dissipating the energy out into the spinning. I just wanted to add that little extra bit. That's a very tricky version of irimi nage. Like I said, it ends up being very brutal sometimes. Intentionally or not, it's just one of those, it's very hard to get the timing and very hard to get the connection as you're bringing the forearm basically across the face into the bridge of their nose. That's where it ends up most of the time. So it's a hard one to do gently.